collected the reference from the various traditional book, and from also from the our holy books like Veda, Upanishad, Puran, and others. So shortly, I would like to say that in our Ved, Puran, and books, a lot of practices have been demonstrated, particularly in the regarding the Indian agriculture, many crop like rice, till.
Sir, Dr. Ravi Srivastava, sir.
आवाज आ रही है सर?
And
Yes, sir.
आवाज आ रहा है सर.
Sir, network issue है.
Let me say one thing about you.
Okay,
School
okay,
of
okay. In
10
agriculture
and
production,
in today.
सर आवाज,
Uh,
मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, sir. Clear है आपकी आवाज़.
among the
रेड्डी सर की आवाज नहीं आ रही, क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं?
and he has visited many countries. Right now, he is working as a senior professor in the Central University of the Agriculture University of the Pantanagar. And I'm very thankful to Dr. Ravi Srivastava for accepting my invitation, and wish that your experience and great research will be helpful for the audience also. Thanks once again for joining with me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So, yes, I am very much thankful to Dr. Reddy for inviting me again. And yeah, my presentation is based on the collection from the various holy books, various records available in our library regarding the agriculture. So, as we know that in Kautilya Arthashastra, he explained too much about the agriculture tax system, agriculture production system, and Brahmarishta, they offered information regarding the botany, zoology, agriculture, and Brahmarishta was a very renowned scientist in our ancient history. Regarding agriculture production, they have mentioned or the techniques of plowing of land, we call the karsana, techniques of sowing of seed, it's called the vipassana. They know about these all practices of the plowing. Vipassana is the sowing of seed, repairing or harvesting of ripened crop, then they call it the lavanya, and threshing, they have a specific terminology like the mardana. So these specific terms have been coined in the Satpana Brahmana literature. Next is regarding the agriculture soil. So Vedic settlement generally, we know that we have settled near the river Sindhu and Ganges. So fertile basin near the Punjab River generally, near this fertile basin our civilization had started, and fertile land they call the Apaswati, and arid land they call the Arthana. So and next is manuring the field. They have enormous knowledge of the field manuring. In Rig Veda, recommends the cow dung for the restoration of the earth. Presently, we just follow the natural farming practices. These all based on our Veda. Rig Veda recommend the cow dung for the manuring as a stable and farmyard cow dung. So it would be helpful to enrich the nutritional aspect of the soil. This is the manuring, and Patanjali's Mahabhasya, Krishi Parasar, Brahmari's Brat Samhita, Kasyapa Krishi Sukti. These all are the literature. Patanjali's Kasyap Krishi Sutri, Superlas Vikasya Veda. In this all Veda, in Sabhi books, may they give the literature, they give the various practices in agriculture. So in Rig Veda, they generally describe the 12 type of land in the India. 12 type of land. They describe the soil, irrigation, physical characteristics of the soil, various kinds of soil. In recent literature, we describe the 12 kind of soil, but they have also enormous knowledge of these soil characteristics, soil texture, soil micro, soil flora, soil fauna. So regarding the irrigation, our ancestors have really sufficient reservoir of the knowledge, particularly in field of the irrigation. So here I want to depict the various irrigation practices in our region. This is the traditional irrigation practices in the Andhra Pradesh, collected from the various literature. These are the irrigation practices. You see irrigation channel near about the mandir or temple. अगर आप साउथ के किसी टेम्पल को देखेंगे तो उसके आसपास पूरी सिविलाइजेशन का आपको मिलता है, किस तरह से वहां पे सिंचाई की पद्धतियां डेवलप थी, किस तरह से उन्होंने इरिगेशन चैनल डेवलप किए थे। इवन अंकोरवाट के मंदिर में डॉक्टर रेड्डी के साथ हम लोग गए थे, तो मैंने वहां ऑब्जर्व किया कि उनके आसपास पूरा धान को सिंचित करने की कैनाल का सिस्टम उन्होंने डेवलप किया गया था। अंकुरवाट का मंदिर तो हजारों साल पुराना था, लेकिन कृषि में जो इरिगेशन का चैनलिंग सिस्टम था उनका बहुत पुराना था। और दे हैव डेवलप्ड द पॉन्ड्स, बावड़िया, कुएं और सब उन्होंने बनाए थे, किस तरह से खेत में इरिगेशन पानी का संचय किस तरह से करना है, उन्होंने सब तरह से उनको नॉलेज था और ये सब रिकॉर्डेड है, एक एक श्लोक में रिकॉर्डेड है। मैं एक करके करके और ये है मेट्रोलॉजिकल ऑब्जर्वेशन, किस तरह से how they forecast the weather parameters. This is literature generally say that on the basis of the sun, moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter ruling on that particular year, they had estimated the rainfall and crop yield particularly. So if the sun is dominated in the particular year, the poor yield would be the poor, particularly poor yield. So on the basis of the movement of the planet, they described the yield and average rainfall. And on the basis of the animal behavior, bird behavior, they predicted the monsoon forecast. So this was our ancient method. This table shows that ancient, particularly they measured the rainfall in drones. In ancient era, 1,000 years before, they measured the rainfall in drones. Now we measure in centimeter. But if you see the compare the both table, it was however it was same. Comparatively, they have it was the similar as compared to the previous one. So this was our the forecasting system. They forecast in drones. Their forecasting was based on the biotic factors, based on the moisture content, sunshine, and planets movement. So it was really amazing, wonderful. So these are the various implements in our ancient system. They had developed the various agricultural implements, particularly. So now this is Kasyapa Kirsi Sukti. This is one literature, Kasyap Kirsi Sukti, and it was developed before the 8000 AD. 8000 AD में ये लिखी गई थी, and they explained about the various aspect of the agriculture, particularly land preparation, seed sowing, seed germination, all the aspect they mentioned in the Kasyap Krishi Sukti. It was written by the Kasyap Muni. Kasyap Muni. So in this Kasyap Krishi Sukti, they had mentioned the various aspect of the construction of the water reservoir, construction of the canal, characteristic of the good farmers and village, plow worship and worship of the bullocks, characteristic of the good cow bullocks. They also focused on the animal husbandry aspect of the agriculture, the procedure of the grain crop, cultivation of the procedure for the grain crops, and pulses also. So in the Kasyap Krishi Suktri, they mentioned the various variety of rice, at least 362. In verse 362 of the Kasyap Krishi Sukti, they mention the various variety of the rice, and these rice are the having various characteristics. They may be the water stress tolerant varieties they develop. So those rice varieties were suitable to the agroclimatic condition of the Indian subcontinent. So it has been mentioned in the Kasyap Krishi Sutra. And here date of sowing and crops. In this they mentioned the perfect date of plowing for the various crops. Suppose sugarcane plowing date is 20 February, 21 May is the date of plowing of the rice, and 23rd November is generally sugarcane for the fodder crops, as the fodder crop. So they mentioned they have idea about each and every crop, and they mentioned the date of plowing, even date of plowing. So really, it was very much surprising that how they developed this methodology. They developed complete calendar of the agriculture works, complete calendar in which month you have to sow which kind of seed for the which crop varieties. So and again they focus on the soil. Soil was the key component in the agriculture system. So various aspect of the soil they mentioned. Next of our book is Lokparna. Lokparna, that I have that this book is available in our library. So I have gone through the literature in the Lokparna. In Lokparna, this book they generally focus on the tree science. So how to manage the tree disorder, particular tree proper tree disorder. And their properties. So these are the list of the tree, that amra, and Latin name of the plant and properties of that. So in this case, material recommended to control the tree disorder. So these are the English name, and this is the various properties of the you see the and here the cow dung, cow milk, cow horn, fish, again fish. And for this particular pathogen, we should use the this to protect the tree crop particularly. So good quality of literature is there in the Lokoparna to manage the garden, to manage the orchard, to manage the forest. So really, this book is very much valuable to protect the. If you compare the present knowledge with the ancient ones, so really it was very much surprising that for each and every tree they have remedy. They have remedy. They have studied the scientifically. They have studied the whether the microbial organism is there, and how and which kind of activities only have been there inside that tree. So next is a Krisi Gita. Krisi Gita is ancient book, and it is generally available. It was available in the Chennai library. It was edited by the Vidwan Saravinda Vaidya. So Kirsi Gita generally, particularly in Kerala and complete South India, the farmers generally adopt the practices, adopt the practices based on the ancient book of the Kirsi Gita. So it is really popular book, Krisi Gita. And in Krisi Gita, uh, various kinds of field operation. They mentioned the various kind of field operations, like the deep summer plowing for management of the soil microbes, for management of the various pathogens, soil-borne pathogens, and flooding for management of again the rats and other the destructive flora and fauna. So again in Krisi Gita, they have mentioned the various kinds of the paddy varieties, locally available paddy varieties, and they focused on the conservation of the locally available varieties. They collected the germplasm from the various agro ecosystems, and categorize it based on the that various abiotic factors. It may be the drought tolerance variety, flood tolerance varieties, like this. Again, they also focused on the animal science, particularly how to select the drought animals, how to manage the that cow, goat, and other animals, and how to exploit the jungle to in the particularly farming system. And next book that is the Viswa